Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I thought that today we would look at doing a couple of cards with vellum. I have not worked with vellum before, but I've got these rub-on transfers which I thought looked quite nice from Crafter's Companion, and I'm going to see if or how we can use these. I've got these bits of blue vellum. They're quite thick actually, very thick, and a card base. And then I have another card base and another piece of vellum. This is one of the items that I got in a D-stash. So I quite like that sort of vintage look. And finally I have got these, now I think they're called paper lace or something like that. So this was in a monthly subscription box that I got from Positively Papercraft, and they are the most delicate pieces of paper cut butterflies and leaves. And so I thought we might like to, I would like to try and work out what we can use these with. And so for me, the answer was vellum. These are so fragile. So I won't be able to put ink on them. If I started dabbing that, I'm pretty sure I would tear it. So that's the basic idea. I'm going to see what we can do with these elements to make a card. So we'll take the envelope and set that aside. Now, I got two pieces of this because I wasn't sure how wide the card was. I wonder if I could get a narrower card. If I use the narrower card, I'm not going to be able to get one of these pieces on it. Or do it that way. Now, how's this for an idea? Just as I was looking at that, this is 3 inches, so just go with me a little bit. I'm going to cut that at 3.5. No, I'm not. It is really thick. And I am going to find my bond folder, score that at half. So stick with me. Let's see if this works. Crikey, this is thick, even for folding after I've scored it. I think this is too thick. So you know, if you use vellum, you don't want them to see the glue. So what I thought was I would just put the glue along the fold here. Like so. Let's just make it even, squish it out the back. I'm going to put some clips on that. Here's a box of little clips. I want to make sure that that glues down because it is such a thick vellum. I want to make sure that that stays there. Okay, squint, hang on. Why does it keep moving? There. So this one will fit on here if we do it landscape. So what I thought was maybe we could add some of these. Now, do we add the white or the pink? So I haven't used these before, these rub-ons. So you've got 2 copies of the same pattern, one in pink, one in white. There's only one corner. Okay. Okay, so I think I've decided. I'm just going to put the glue in the centre here. I'm not going to put it out to the wings at this moment in time. And I'm going to put that in the middle. And then now, am I right in saying you just rub it with a stick? Oh, let's go for it. So I'm just going to rub here, this one here. Remember we used to do this with tattoos when we were little girls, and you can kind of see when the letter is coming away from the paper. So hopefully if I just keep rubbing it, come on. That is on the vellum. So it says there is nothing like a dream to create the future, which I like. And I'm going to put a flourish on this corner. On the vellum, on this corner. This is one of the things I got in a goodie bag in one of the Crafter's Companion mystery bags, and that's what I love about the mystery bags, is because you get things that you've no idea, well, for me, you've no idea what it is you're going to do with it or how you're going to use it, and you might stick it away. But now that I'm doing this September card a day, I'm really having to think about what I've got in my stash, try and challenge myself a wee bit, get out of my comfort zone, and then we will see what comes out. Some things I love, some things I absolutely don't love. But vellum is something that I've never used either, and I do have quite a lot of it. So let's just hope, guys, that I have wow, done it. Okay. Have I rubbed bits of other patterns on here? Hang on. This is a little brush I got in Home Bargains. It's not coming off. Oh, what do you think? It's got that little lift. I wonder what would have happened if I'd put the butterfly underneath. Sorry, I'm not pointing at the camera. But there's the vellum, and the little sentiment says there is nothing like a dream to create the future. So I quite like that actually for a 5-minute pull together. And there is no glue that you can see underneath the vellum because we've glued it at the back. Okay, card number 1. That is done. We'll put this really thick vellum away. And let's see what we can do for the next card. So, this one, craft card. It has this sort of tea stain tone in it. And I'm going to cut it now. Do I do the same as before? Where I measure, yeah, so that's a 5x5 card. So I could measure this 5. By 5.5. Score it at half. Gosh, it's difficult, isn't it, to score that? It's not level. That's too big. That is too big. So what I'm going to do is just scooch it over a little bit. And then I can glue it and trim the ends. Trim the extras. Okay. Right. This is a lovely background as well. So what can we put on here? And how would you feel about putting this underneath there? You've got a butterfly there already. I think the white might be too bright for this, actually. Wonder if I should get a colour in. I love how fragile this is. I love how fragile it is. And you know what? If we put it in the back, it's going to come through. This is probably more a good idea for maybe a scrapbook page, because you've got the different textures. I'm going to put this one underneath. And so I'm just going to go down the centre with tiny threads of glue, and then maybe try and do some on the edges, because I don't want it to, if I can get the glue to dry before I get the vellum to touch it. So that's maybe an idea. Let's keep the vellum off the glue, because it does show through, before it dries. I need an extra pair of hands. There we go. So it's glued at the stem and at the tips only, and obviously on every one of my fingers. Now I want that to stay separate, so I do not want that to touch. Okay, I know you're not going to see the exact effect of this. I'm going to leave that to dry. Let me just show you. Leave that to dry, and then you get the effect of the leaf coming through, which is really what I like. I will then put a sentiment on it. So I think for me the vellum, I didn't realise this one was so thick, so I think I need to think about that, is how I'm actually going to use it and attach it when it is so thick. That was difficult to fold, but I like the idea that the glue is behind the card and not on the front. And with this one, I just think that I would need to colour this a bit more to fit in with the colour of the vellum. So putting it behind it means you don't need to do that. I'm not sure how strong these things are. I have seen them on websites from China, and so yeah, as I say, I only got this in a subscription box, so I might try and colour one of them and see how sturdy it is for us to do that. So these are my 2 cards, and I hope you like them, and thank you very much for watching. and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.